Hi, and welcome to Inside Track, our weekly look into new music, CHEZ 106. I'm Jaime Wohl, and I'm filling in for the vacationing Greg Torrington. He'll be back next week. For the next hour, we're going to be listening to new material from Ian Hunter, Chilliwack, the Payolas, Charlie Daniels, Brian Plummer, and also never-before-released material from Max Webster. And we'll also give you a chance to go to the Police Picnic concert in Oakville, Ontario this Sunday, and also we'll be announcing the names of those who won last week. So stick around. Our first LP tonight is from a Vancouver group called the Payolas. It's their first official album, and it's called In a Place Like This. Unlike most West Coast rock bands like Prism, Trooper, and Loverboy, they don't take their influences from a Canadian sound. The Payolas have been taking their cues from the likes of The Clash and The Police instead. Last year, the Payolas released a special 4-song EP, Extended Play, on A&M's debut series for new artists, which warranted a full LP this year. It's called In a Place Like This, and it was recorded in Le Studio in Morin Heights, Quebec. So let's let the music speak for itself. Here's the title track, In a Place Like This, from the Payolas on Inside Track. CHEZ 106, the Payolas on Inside Track, and the title track of their new album, In a Place Like This. About a month ago, we received a special radio station edition of Molly Hatchet and Ted Nugent duetting on Mountain's Mississippi Queen. It was recorded at Charlie Daniels' 7th annual Volunteer Jam, and now the LP is officially released. The jam was held at the Municipal Auditorium down in Nashville, Tennessee, back in January. 100 musicians played for 10,000 music lovers, and the LP features some of the best performances from the show. Some of the featured musicians include Delbert McClinton, Jimmy Hall, Ted Nugent, Molly Hatchet, Crystal Gale, and Canada's Colleen Peterson, and of course Charlie Daniels himself with his band. And we're going to hear him and their version of Leonard Skinner's Sweet Home Alabama. CHEZ 106, the Charlie Daniels Band, live at Volunteer Jam 7 with Leonard Skinner's Sweet Home Alabama, and Colleen Peterson, who's played quite a bit in Ottawa, sings background on that one. Still to come on Inside Track, new music from Max Webster, Chilliwack, and Ian Hunter. CHEZ 106, Jaime Wohl here with Inside Track. The future of Max Webster is uncertain. As a group, they no longer exist, but Kim Mitchell and the rest of the band will be going on to new musical projects. We do, however, have one last offering from the group. It's called Diamonds, Diamonds, and it's a greatest hits package containing 11 favorites, such as Paradise Skies, The Party, High Class and Borrowed Shoes, etc., and also 2 never-before-released tracks, which have been remixed to 1981 standards. Tonight I've got the single from the album. It's called Hot Spots, written by Kim Mitchell and Pi Dubois. It was recorded in 1975, and it was supposed to be on the first Max Webster LP, but because of vinyl limitations, it was dropped from the album, and this is the first time it's been available. So this is Hot Spots from Max Webster, old but also new. From their Diamonds, Diamonds greatest hits collection, that's Max Webster and never-before-heard material, songs called Hot Spots. Our next release is by a Canadian artist also. This one once lived in Ottawa. His name is Brian Plummer, and his new album is called I'm As Guilty As You. Plummer was born in Tisdale, Saskatchewan, but later on he spent some time at what is now Vanier High School. Last year, Plummer released a debut album on Change Records called No Questions. Unfortunately, Change went belly up just as Plummer was beginning to make some headway. He made a bit of a stir, though, with one song called Jackie Boy, which concerned Jack the Ripper. The new album is on the Faithfull record label out of Toronto, and it's produced by Stacey Hayden, who has also worked with Teenage Head, among others. From Brian Plummer, this is called The Fire Eater from his LP, I'm As Guilty As You, on CHEZ Inside Track. The Fire Eater from Brian Plummer, new on Inside Track from the album I'm As Guilty As You. This week on our flip side track, we've got Split Enz, New Zealand's hottest band these days. It's a track not included on their popular Nuwata album, or Waiata album, depending on your Maori pronunciation. It comes in a picture sleeve on the single One Step Ahead, which is one of the first ever laser-etched 45s. Let's take a listen to In the Wars by Split Enz, this week's flip side track on Inside Track. Our flip side track, not available on LP, but on the flip side of One Step Ahead, that's Split Enz and In the War. Last week on Inside Track, we asked for a complete discography of the Police in order to win a pair of tickets to their only Canadian appearance, which is in Oakville, Ontario, this Sunday. Of all the entries we received, 2 were exceptionally well detailed. So Hilary Holmes of Almont, Ontario, and Jane and Terry Thompson of Brockville will be going to the concert courtesy of CHEZ this Sunday. I do, however, have 1 pair of tickets left, and since the concert is so close and the mail obviously wouldn't get them to you, I thought I'd give them away by telephone. Now, there are going to be at least 8 bands other than the Police themselves at Sunday's Police Picnic concert, and if you're the first to give me the names of at least 4 of them, I'll give you tickets to the show. Our number is 563-0295, and I'll announce the winner later on the program. CHEZ 106, Jaime Wohl here, filling in for the vacationing Greg Torrington on Inside Track. Lots of Canadian talent on tonight's show. The next one is one of Canada's longest-standing bands, Chilliwack, from Chilliwack, BC. At first they were called The Collectors, but they changed their name to Chilliwack in 1969. Since that time, they've been through numerous band members, numerous record companies, and of course, numerous LPs. Today, Chilliwack is down to a 3-man band containing Brian McLeod, who joined in 77, Ab Bryant, who came in 79, and the multi-talented Bill Henderson. Bill's the only member left from the original Chilliwack, and he's the group's focal member. The new album is their first on the Solid Gold record label, the home of Toronto and Girls' School, and it shows a totally revitalized Chilliwack. The album's called Wanna Be a Star, and from it we're going to listen to My Girl, the title track, and Tell It to the Telephone. Chilliwack on Inside Track. Tell It to the Telephone, So You Wanna Be a Star, and My Girl, all from the new Chilliwack album, Wanna Be a Star, kind of a concept album on being a rock star, that kind of thing. Some very fine material on it. And we've had an answer to our Police Picnic question, and Lyndon Lajeunesse of Nepean will be going to the Police Picnic concert, compliments of CHEZ, this Sunday in Oakville, Ontario. I asked if he could name at least 4 of the opening bands for the Police, and he was able to do that, just in case you haven't heard. Oingo Boingo, the Payolas, Killing Joke, Nash the Slash, Iggy Pop, the Go-Go's, David Bendeth, and special guests, the Specials, will all be opening for the Police on Sunday. CHEZ 106, you're listening to Inside Track, CHEZ's weekly look at the new music. It's funny sometimes how an artist and a producer can come together. Take the case of Ian Hunter and Mick Jones of The Clash. Now, Mick Jones had always admired Ian Hunter, as had a lot of us, and he'd also admired Ian Hunter's old band, Mott the Hoople. Then Jones became romantically linked with Ellen Foley. Now, Hunter had produced Ellen Foley's first solo album, and Mick Jones had produced her second solo album. So Ellen introduced them, and now Mick Jones has produced Ian Hunter's new LP, Short Back and Sides. Got that straight? Short Back and Sides not only features the production talents of Mick Jones, but also features his clashmate, drummer Topper Headon, also Ellen Foley, Todd Rundgren, and of course Hunter's main man Mick Ronson on guitar and co-production. Hunter wrote all of the album's materials and makes it the most consistent of all 6 of his solo releases, at least I think so. Here are a few cuts from Ian Hunter's new LP, Short Back and Sides, on Inside Track. From the album Short Back and Sides, that's Ian Hunter. And 3 songs, I Need Your Love, a very tongue-in-cheek song called Gun Control, and Central Park and West. Jaime Wohl here. I hope you've enjoyed this week's Inside Track. Greg Torrington will be back from holiday for next week's show. Coming up this weekend, music specials include Journey at 9:30 this Friday evening, right after the CHEZ album countdown. Saturday night at 7, Inside Tom Petty, a profile at his work and his music. And on the King Biscuit Flower Hour this Saturday night at 11 o'clock, Billy Squier and Tom Johnson, formerly of the Doobie Brothers, live. Stick around. Coming up in just a few moments is this evening's edition of Open Quarter. It's 11 o'clock, and at CHEZ, that's listener participation time, both 11 a.m. and p.m. We call the show Open Quarter, and you get to program the music. This evening, Michel Parisien of Ottawa has chosen a bunch of songs that all deal with the theme of the love of the automobile. On Open Quarter tonight, 3 songs about the love of cars, sent in by Michel Parisien of Ottawa. Michel says the Powder Blues Joy Riding. It's about a guy who loves taking off in his mother's car late at night when she's asleep. He loves cruising downtown, and he seems to say that riding that car and just getting out makes him forget all his problems. Mercury Blues by David Lindley. His version of it actually is fantastic. A dream he has of owning a Mercury 42 becomes almost an obsession. And on Bruce Springsteen's Racing in the Streets, his rendition of The Love of Cars seems to go a step further. This song is about a guy whose only ambition in life is hot rods and drag races. Racing in the street is his only love until he meets a girl. But in the long run, his obsession with cars comes first, and the girl ends up in tears. For Michel's concept, a head-on album by Toronto. Thanks very much, Michel. If you have a way to connect 3 or 4 songs together in a concept, just jot it down on a piece of paper along with a brief explanation as to how the songs fit together musically or lyrically, and send it to Open Quarter, care of CHEZ 106, 126 York Street, Ottawa. Our postal code is K1N5T5. When yours is picked, you'll receive an LP from the CHEZ Album Countdown. Tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock, our concept is by Ottawa's Jeff Rassel, who's won the latest from Santana, and on the evening edition, it's Chris Frankenheimer of Stittsville, who will receive Foreigner 4. By the way, if you've had an Open Quarter on the air this summer during the mail strike, the records are now all in the mail, and it won't be long before they reach you. CHEZ 106, Good Reason. That's Jules and the Polar Bears, for a very patient person who's been waiting for that. AC/DC gave us Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap, and from Split Ends, Hard Act to Follow. Good evening, Jaime Wohl with you on a Wednesday night, 28 now past 11 o'clock. A lot going on the radio tonight. Coming up, some Billy Squier at midnight. The midnight snack is Styx. And later on in the program, I'll give you a chance to go free to the Journey, Billy Squier, and Toronto concert this Sunday night at the X, presented by CHEZ 106. CHEZ 106, that's Kim Carnes from her album Mistaken Identity and The Draw of the Cards. The Beatles gave us I'm the Walrus, and from Billy Squier, In the Dark. I'm quite anxious to see what Billy Squier is like live. I've never seen him yet. I don't think he's ever been to Canada. We have a profile on King Biscuit this Saturday night at 11 o'clock of a live concert, but I'm going to go see him in person Sunday night at the X. The Goodbye People, a play by Herb Gardner, will be presented in the Academic Hall. That's on Wilbrod as part of Ottawa U tonight until the 29th. I think this evening's performance is over, but you can catch it for the next week or so. Admission's $4 for adults, $3 for students, and for more information, call 231-3396. The weather forecast is calling for clear skies overnight, sunny tomorrow, a high near 25. Outlook for Friday, sunny as well. Right now, 20 on the market. CHEZ 106 with the Rolling Stones. Who do you love? George Thorogood, CHEZ 106. We heard Holly and the Italians with Tell That Girl to Shut Up. And from the Rolling Stones, Honky Tonk Women. 4 minutes now before midnight. And if we're really, really lucky and we keep our fingers crossed, there's a chance that Tattoo You by the Rolling Stones might be on our airwaves before the weekend. I really hope it's true. Coming up in just a moment is this evening's Midnight Snack. Good news, Greco's Pizza has subs. Now when you want a change, you'll want a Greco's sub. Whatever ingredients you choose, you'll discover Greco's subs deliver the flavor. Greco's Pizza is dedicated to making great subs, and they are also dedicated to making great pizzas. Take a sub out today or call for free delivery with a minimum order to most areas. Greco's Pizza, deliberately different. The taste will tell. Greco's Pizza at 1315 Richmond Road, 862 Merivale Road, and 2491 Saint Joseph Boulevard in Orleans.
It's time for the Midnight Snack. CHEZ. 106.
Tonight we're taking a look at one of the most popular bands in the United States. And interestingly enough, they were popular in Canada before they were really noticed in their own country. They've made 10 LPs so far, most of which have gone platinum, and they're known for one of the most awe-inspiring multimedia concerts around. They're Styx, and tonight a taste of their best on the Midnight Snack. CHEZ 106 and a midnight snack of Styx. That's Too Much Time on My Hands from Paradise Theatre, Lorelei from Equinox, and Come Sail Away from the Grand Illusion. So what are you doing Sunday night? Well, I have an idea. There's a rock show in town Sunday at the Super X. CHEZ presenting Journey, and also Billy Squier and Toronto, and you could be there. All you gotta do is give me a call at 563-0295 and be the 9th caller. That's for Journey, Billy Squier, and Toronto, presented by CHEZ 106. CHEZ 106 with Toronto's Red Rider from their new album As Far as Siam. That's called What Do You Have to Do to Get Off Tonight? Yes gave us Long Distance Runaround from Fragile, also The Fish, and starting the set off Journey and Who's Crying Now. And those Journey tickets, as well as Billy Squier in Toronto, of course, have gone to Karen Warren of Blackburn Hamlet. Karen was the 9th caller. She's won a pair of tickets to see CHEZ's triple rock and roll show this Sunday at the Super X Grandstand. That's Journey, Billy Squier, and Toronto. This evening in baseball, the Montreal Expos had a poor showing, a 9-1 loss from the Houston Astros, but the Toronto Blue Jays had a surprising victory this evening, 9-4 over the Kansas City Royals. 28 now past midnight. Coming up, music from the heavy metal soundtrack. CHEZ 106, Turn Back. That's Black Market featuring Dominic Triano. We heard Marianne, Faithfull, and The Witch's Song from her Broken English LP, and Stevie Nicks kicked off the set with Blue Lamp, and that's one of the songs on the soundtrack to the film Heavy Metal. Being an overindulgent society, exercise has become more and more important as time goes on, and there's an easy way of doing it according to the Ottawa recreation people. They have mini-meets for joggers on Saturday mornings at the Mooney's Bay track. These are open to everyone, runners are timed, and there's no entry fee. So if you want to run with a bunch of other people on Saturday mornings, give Ottawa Rec a call at 563-3222. Our forecast is calling for sunny skies later on today, a high of 25. And for Friday, mainly sunny and also warm around 25. Right now it's 18 on the market. CHEZ 106 with Led Zeppelin. From the album How Dare You, 10cc and Headroom, and we can expect their brand new album in a couple of weeks' time. Big Deal gave us Yo Hawks and Squirrels. Big Deal are one of the local bands that are on the Cherche 81 album, and you can pick that up in just about any record store in Ottawa these days. Led Zeppelin started off the set with Houses of the Holy. Superman 3 is about to go into production now that 2 is done, but this time without Margot Kidder as Lois Lane. Apparently Margot just went too far in complaining about the film's producers, and that's rather sad news for the romantics who enjoyed her romance with Superman in Superman 2. It also spoils the chances that a new character called Super Baby would appear in Superman 3. Superman has a lot of superpowers, but I'm afraid he needs Lois Lane for that feat. Coming up to 1 o'clock, CHEZ 106, Jaime Wohl here with The Who. The Air is Alive, CHEZ 106 with Foreigner from their 4 album and Urgent. Also heard The Who in there with Won't Get Fooled Again off of Who's Next. 12 now past 1 o'clock. CHEZ 106, Memory Lane. That's the Sinceros from their LP Pet Rock. The Clash gave us Hitsville, UK. And from the Moody Blues, The Voice. Jaime Wohl with you for another half hour. At 2 o'clock, Jackie Navratil will be in. And this morning on her Night Owl Spotlight, she'll be paying tribute, I think, to the opening of the X with songs about fairs and carnivals and festivals. Stay tuned for that at 3 o'clock every weekday morning. The Night Owl Spotlight. A new sound for Murray McLauchlan. And a very interesting one, too. He's produced there by Bob Ezrin on his new album, Storm Warning. Bob Ezrin, of course, famous for his work with Alice Cooper, Peter Gabriel, and Pink Floyd's The Wall album. That's called Tell Your Mother She Wants You. And if you want to see Murray McLauchlan, go to the NAC Opera September 12th. He'll be there. CHEZ 106 presentation. Michael Stanley Band gave us Don't Stop the Music, and that was from their Heartland album. We also heard Doucette, Rock and Roll's Got a Hold of My Soul, and from ZZ Top, Tush. Here's a special stereo system that Doug McKean is too cheap to talk about. It's a sale that delivers at least 60 seconds worth of exposure, but Doug says cram it all into 30 seconds. One features the Castle CS82 speaker system. Small speaker, big on sound, greatly reduced for a limited time. Then there's the Castle Conway 2 Hi-Fi magazine, considers it a best buy at $1,085. Doug McKean, of course, offers it for much less. So find out the score by stopping in the store, 'cause Doug's too cheap to tell you anymore. McKean Electronics, 780 Bank in the Glebe. Good news in the weather department. Sunny skies today, a high of 26. Same thing for Friday. Right now it's 17 on the market. CHEZ 106 with brand new music from Blue Oyster Cult. CHEZ 106 and Livin' in the USA by the Steve Miller Band, and that one goes out tonight to everyone listening south of the border up in upstate New York. David Johansen gave us Here Comes the Night from Cheap Trick Dream Police, and starting us off, Blue Oyster Cult, Burning for You, from their new album Fire of Unknown Origin.